You're listening to Brandon Sports Talk, interviewing professional athletes and Paralympians and Olympians. And now for your professional athlete interview and your host, Brandon P. Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the Montreal Alouettes CFL football player, Joe Zema. How are you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Thank you. Can you talk about how you knew that you want to get started in playing in professional football?
Yeah, so I was playing Australian football back home, back in Melbourne, Australia for 22 years. So I turned 23. I turned 22 playing Australian football, and I was past the draft age, so I wasn't really sure I was going to make it anymore playing Australian football, and I always had a long kick playing the game, so I contacted Pro Kick Australia, and they trained me to become a punter for American and Canadian football. So I trained with them for about 6 or 7 months, and they were able to get me to a college, UIW in San Antonio. So you know, it's quite a heck of a story, but in the end, I just wanted a bit of a career change, and I still wanted to play sports. I didn't want to get an office job or anything like that, and I love football, so just changed the dream slightly.
What was that experience like going to college and playing collegiate football?
It was really nice. It was a huge change. We really don't have anything like it back in Australia. So back home, you finish high school and you go and do your degree at university, and that's it. There's really no sports attached to it. So playing college football was a really amazing experience, and it's pretty much just like the movies.
While in college, what were some of your biggest accomplishments on the football field?
I played 1 year of college. I was able to have a pretty good year. I think I hold the record there for punting average. And we didn't win too many games, which meant that I punted a lot. So I was able to make, I think, a few All-American teams as well. So it was really, really awesome, but a short-lived experience because I was a grad transfer technically. So I just had 1 year to play, and that was it. But I'm lucky I made it a good year.
What was that experience like coming out of college and going into playing professional football in the American Allies League?
Yeah, the Alliance League was. I mean, it was fun while it lasted. It was quite a whirlwind because I had, finished playing college in 2017. Came out in 2018, went to a few NFL camps here and there, and then late 2019, I signed with the Alliance League. And so it was a really new experience, and they put us up in housing here in San Antonio, and we got to drive to the Alamo Dome to practice and play, and the fans came out to watch, and I think it's the same with the XFL last year. They had a team here as well in San Antonio, so it was a big step up from the college to the pro level. It was a whole different experience, but I tried to keep it level, and it's the same job that I needed to do. So it was a really awesome experience.
What was that feeling like getting to play with the San Antonio Commanders?
It was awesome. I mean, obviously going to college here, it was I got to stay home essentially, close to my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, and we have a 1 year old. But it was really awesome. Like I said, I got to play college and professional football here in San Antonio.
What was that feeling like getting to sign your first professional football contract for the San Antonio Commanders?
It was really awesome. It was kind of a dream come true. Essentially, it all happened really quickly. Like I said, I'd just only come over to the States about a year and a half before, and to sign a pro contract pretty soon was incredible. I got to I called my family in the middle of the night and told them what had happened. So yeah, it was amazing.
For you, what was that feeling like putting on that jersey for the first time, knowing that you're a professional athlete?
Yeah, it was a good, yeah, really good feeling. Yeah, it was. You got the name on the back, and like I said, you play a sport that you love and you get paid to do it. So it was it was really nice. I still remember the locker room and the walk out to the field. So yeah, putting the jersey on is very special. I tried to collect all of them, but I think that's the only one that I don't have so far.
While with the San Antonio team, what were some of your favorite memories and moments while playing?
I think favorite memories and moments, like I was saying, with the crowd there in San Antonio in the Alamo Dome. You know, indoors. I think we had 30,000 at every home game, and you know that got really loud in there. So that was a really surreal experience. That was the first time I'd experienced anything like that. You know, playing college at UIW just didn't have you know as big a crowds or anything like that. So probably the best memory was the crowds just going crazy, super loud. Had my you know my wife and her family in the stands as well. So that was all really surreal.
How was that experience like for you going through the CFL draft and getting drafted to come to Montreal?
Yeah, that was a great experience. A little nerve wracking, but you know, coming out of COVID, I couldn't really do anything for a whole year, so I had to wait for so long. They'd cancelled the combine and then the draft and then the season completely in 2020, so I had to wait a whole year for it. But you know, by the time it came around, it was you know really amazing. I tuned in and you know saw some names come off the board, and then I saw mine pop up. So you know, it was really amazing. It was life changing in the end. Like I, you know, I'm going to my fourth year now, so that really stuck, and it was a great day. And yeah, it's changed my life for the better.
What was that feeling like when you got that call from the general manager from Montreal to come to Montreal to play?
Yeah, it was really nice. It was you know a bit of a dream come true. You see it happen on draft day and everything like that, where you know we're going to pick you up. So I actually saw my name pop up, and then he called me about 2 or 3 minutes after that. So I already knew that I'd gotten drafted, but yeah, it was awesome.
Of course, when getting to Montreal, what was that feeling like first putting on that CFL football jersey for Montreal?
Yeah, it was nice. It was obviously being in Montreal, everything is French based, you know, language wise. So they even have the little accent, I think you call it, over the E in Montreal. So, but no, it was a really awesome experience, really fun. I still remember my first game. So, yeah, that was, I think, my third jersey, third team that I'd been on. So, it had been quite a journey at that point. But yeah, really exciting.
How is it like getting to suit up in the CFL and playing for Montreal?
Yeah, it's really awesome. You know you travel a lot, obviously, to you know play in different cities. But yeah, I love Montreal. It's you know really nice city. The really good coffee shops, restaurants, you know places to see and things to do. So I think I got really lucky getting drafted to Montreal.
Of course, going into your first year at Montreal, what was that big transition like going from playing American football to coming to the Canadas and playing Canadian football?
Yeah, that's it's a pretty big difference to be honest. Good question. It was obviously the field is longer, the end zones are extended as well. The field is wider, so specifically for punting as well, it's no fair catch rule. You know, the returner has to return the ball every time. I'm on side all the time as well. So there's a couple of different rules I had to learn, and you know, extra man on the field, you know, 12 compared to 11. So just a few different rules I had to get used to, but you know, it didn't take too long. And you know, my first year was good, but it was a learning year. And you know, my second year was even better. And then this year just gone was my best so far. So I think I really, you know, taken it in stride and you know, using my experience to my advantage.
Of course, as a kicker, what has that been like, obviously playing in the CFL and having your kicks return?
Yeah, I mean, it makes your job a little harder, I guess, too, because you know, as much hang time as you're going to put on it, the ball's still going to get returned. So you have to really focus on directional punting. So making sure the numbers, you know, the ball is outside the numbers as much as possible. And you know, when you're in different situations, you have to do different kicks sometimes. But you know, my special teams coach Byron, he's you know, we've had a really good relationship and we've got a really good connection going for you know what we think we should do in certain situations. So, but yeah, punting is certainly pretty difficult in the CFL, but a good fun.
What are some of your game day routines and rituals as a punter?
Yeah, so I usually do a field walk about 2 hours before the game. I just walk up and down the field with the ball and visualize, my punts, from halfway up the field to, backed up and everything in between. So I make sure that, check out how the wind is, if it's a night game, where the lights are, and I have to check where the play clock is on for field goal holds and stuff like that. So I go inside and then I'll get suited up. One little superstition, not even a superstition, but I just, for some reason, I always put my left sock on first and then my right sock and then my left cleat and my right cleat. But I used to have a few extra superstitions and things that I would do, but I kind of got rid of those because it was more stress than help in the end. So, but yeah, my routine is pretty set now that like I said, I've played, 3 years in a row now, and it's I can count on it. And I think it's held me in good stead.
Going into this previous year, what was that like getting to compete for the CFL Grey Cup?
Yeah, it was really awesome. I mean, we finished second in the division, so we had to play 3 playoff games. But that whole run, beating Hamilton and then beating Toronto, who were 16-2, was amazing. And then just to cap it off with the Grey Cup was awesome. But we believed the whole year that we were going to do it. And I think we lost 4 games in a row at one point, but we had a really good locker room, a really good coaching staff. So we thought we could do it the whole time, and yeah, it shows.
Going into that championship game for the Grey Cup, what was it like getting to compete against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers?
Yeah, I mean they're a good team. Obviously, they've that was their 4th Grey Cup in a row that they've made. So they've been the best of the league for the last 4 years. So we knew we had a tough job. We hadn't beaten them during the year. Either they came to us and beat us, and then we went over there and we just couldn't get the job done either. So we went out and played our best game, and that was enough, and it was an exciting finish. But yeah, it was just it was an amazing day.
For you as a punter, what was that experience like getting to compete in the Grey Cup and punting in the Grey Cup?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, obviously we'd played at Hamilton a couple times during the year, and then obviously a couple of years before then. So I knew the stadium and knew the surroundings, but it just had a different feel to it. Obviously playing against Winnipeg and not Hamilton at Hamilton. My parents had actually flown all the way from Australia. My wife and my son were there as well, who flew from here in San Antonio. So the whole Grey Cup week was just crazy and amazing, and fingers crossed, and we're going to try our best to get back there next year as well.
As a player, what was that feeling like getting to hoist up that Grey Cup for the first time?
It was surreal. It was. I still remember running from the sideline onto the field in disbelief. Scoring a touchdown with 12 seconds left was pretty wild. So, holding the Grey Cup up was something that you know of, and you look at other guys who have done it, and you see the photos from years before and everything, and you go, man, I wish that was me. And you get up on the stage and you got the Grey Cup in your hands, and it's all happening all in that moment. So it was something that I'll never forget.
Of course, after hoisting up that Grey Cup, what was that feeling like receiving your ring and knowing that all of your hard work paid off?
Yeah, actually, we haven't got the rings yet. I think we get those right before training camp. But all the hard work it's Grey Cup's what you play for. You can win playoff games and have good years, but ultimately you want the Grey Cup in your hands. So you go back to training camps and practices in the snow and everything, and all that hard work and sacrifice is all worth it in the end to hoist the Grey Cup. And like I said, have my family there as well was amazing, worth it for sure.
Of course, when you get your ring, what will that feeling feel like to get to put it on for the first time, knowing all your hard work paid off?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really excited. We haven't got much news on it, but like I said, I saw some videos previously of the unboxing of the ring. So yeah, looking forward to it whenever that day comes.
What is the feeling like getting to live out your dream and being a CFL football player?
It's awesome. I pinch myself sometimes, that I get to go to Montreal and go to a different country for a few months of the year to I call it work, but it doesn't feel like work because I get to go to a locker room in shorts and a t-shirt and get to kick a ball around for a living. So it's I'm living the dream. I can't really can't complain at all. So yeah, I love the job.
Of course, as you just talked about, what is that like getting to travel for a few months and going to Montreal and then after the season coming back to the States?
Yeah, I mean, it's I love it. It's had its ups and downs. My wife and my son are able to come during the summer. She's a teacher, so she has June, July, and a bit of August off. But so that's really fun. They're up there with me living basically, and then after that, it gets a little tough, just long distance. But going back to the Grey Cup, it made it all worth it in the end after winning that and having them both there. So my wife was really supportive and loving of everything. And, we both really like Montreal as well. So we got really lucky with the city.
What are some of the biggest similarities and differences between the CFL, NFL, and XFL?
Probably just the rules and the field dimensions. I think the CFL is a little faster of a game. I think it's a little more fast paced. I like the waggle in the CFL is pretty unique as well. So as much as there's differences, it's very much the same sport. I think obviously the biggest difference is 3 downs in the CFL, compared to the NFL or the UFL now. So there's a few differences here and there, and I really like the CFL in the last few years. Yeah.
What does a typical home game look like for Montreal Alouettes?
Um, I mean, the stadium is usually packed out. I think it'll be especially this year, but really, really cool stadium. I would say is the number one thing. It's got some buildings at one end, and when the fall starts, all the leaves in the trees in the background, go brown and yellow, and it's really, really cool picture. So I think it's one of the best stadiums, in the league, and the fans get really loud there, and they got the air horns, which are a bit controversial, but I think that's a real staple to Montreal home games. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite memories and moments representing the Montreal Alouettes?
Um, Obviously, aside from the Grey Cup, I think last year we're on obviously I'm a holder on field goal, so we ran out and kicked a game winner with zeros on the clock. I think that's a memory that sticks in my brain. That was at home, and the crowd went nuts, and winning the game, um, with zeros on the clock was amazing, and something that I think that was probably my first walk-off game winner. So that was a memory that sticks in my head, and then winning the Grey Cup, and then winning those 3 playoff games this year was pretty incredible as well. Looking back on it.
What is it like getting to compete against different teams in the CFL, like the Toronto Argonauts, Hamilton Tiger Cats, and Edmonton, along with BC Lions?
Yeah, I mean, every team, you have different rivalries here and there, and obviously we play Ottawa 4 times a year, so you get to know them pretty well, and you take the short bus trip up there, and but each team has a different way they play, and different personalities here and there. So, but you just go out and play how you want to play. Try not to get too up about anything else, but you just play your own football, and as it shows, you can win Grey Cups playing that way.
Of course, for you, what are some of your favorite stadiums besides obviously Montreal that you have played in?
Good question. I like the indoor stadium at BC. I've only played there once. Winnipeg is a loud and hostile environment, but I love playing there as well. It's a really nice stadium. Sask Stadium is really nice as well. So those are a couple that, aside from Montreal, I like to go and play at.
What does it mean to you to be a CFL football player?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty amazing, telling people, and down in the States, not a lot of people know about the CFL. You get big football fans that do, but it's cool explaining to people how it all works, and how I travel here and there, and have to leave in May, come back in November, and they always ask me if it's cold up there. So I say, yeah, it's not too bad. Once the playoffs hits, it gets cold, but being a CFL footballer is a really awesome job. I'm really proud of being there.
Who are some football players that you look up to in the football community?
There's a few guys in the NFL. Michael Dixon, who's at Seattle, and Mitch Wishnowsky at San Francisco. Cam Johnson at the Houston Texans. Those are all guys that came from Pro Kick Australia like myself. So they went through college and now making a pro as well. There's even a few guys in the CFL like Adam Corsack, Jameson Sheen, who I played against in the Grey Cup, and a couple other guys from Pro Kick as well. So those are all guys that I like to watch on the weekends, and if I'm watching a game, I'll try and find an Aussie that's playing.
Of course, what is it like getting to play with some of your teammates like Cody, Jamar, and even David?
Yeah, I mean, all those guys are really awesome. Obviously, Cody came here, first year, so I think he was maybe 4 or 5 lockers down from me. So, we chatted every now and then. So, we had a really good locker room in general. We had a pickleball court in the locker room and a ping pong table. So, the vibe was really good chemistry. So, this year was really special, and it goes to show in the locker room as well. We had really good teammates and just really good people as well. Yeah.
What is it like getting to meet your fans and having them ask for your autographs and photos with you?
Yeah, that's one of the more special things I think about being a pro football player is you're a bit of a celebrity, even if I'm just a just a punter, I guess. But when people ask for your autograph, it is a special moment, especially when kids come up and they get all shy and they want a photo. But it makes their day, and if they can come back and watch some more games, then that's all the better. But yeah, it's a really special moment, and probably just an added bonus of being a pro football player.
As a CFL football player, what is it like getting to see those fans get to represent you and wearing your jersey, whether it's a jersey for Montreal or just your jersey in general?
Yeah, I mean, you love to see it, especially at away games when you see a few Montreal fans or Montreal jersey. Make sure you go up and give them a high five and tell them thanks for coming. So I think Montreal will really start representing now that we've won the Grey Cup after a 13-year hiatus. So seeing anything Montreal in Montreal is going to be awesome this year.
What have been some of your favorite memories and moments throughout your football career so far?
Yeah, I think the Grey Cup tops them. Signing my first pro football contract with the Alliance League, even the NFL mini camps that I went to those were amazing experiences and really good motivators as well for wanting to push further and try and one day get back into the NFL eventually. But I've had a really really awesome time in the CFL, and really looking forward to this year as well.
What advice would you give those college football players out there looking to play on the college football level?
Yeah, to play college football, I mean, kind of cliche, but work hard, and be patient as well. I think people expect everything to happen in a certain order and happen really quickly, but it doesn't happen that way. I can tell you that from experience. So I think patience, hard work, and just being humble, I think are some really good attributes that can help some guys get into college.
What advice would you give those college football players out there looking to play on the next level, whether it's the NFL, the USFL, or even the CFL?
Yeah, I mean it's another whole step up again. So you got to be extra locked in. When you get to the pro level, it's different to college in that if you don't perform, you lose your job in the end. So I would say it's less. What's the word? Maybe less strict, only because of the fact that they can get anybody else to come in and do your job. So it also adds to the professionalism as well that you need to have to go from college to pro. But yeah, it's a whole another step up. You got to be extra focused, extra committed, and make sacrifices. But yeah, it can be all worth it in the end.
What advice would you give those rookies entering their first year of the CFL?
First year of the CFL, maybe for American guys coming up is remember that there's 12 guys on the field, and going off of that, just knowing that there's different rules in the CFL. Our preseason games where a lot of guys will get their first game is it's hectic. I think they're allowed maybe 60 or 70 players to come to preseason games, so it's mayhem. There's lots of guys in the locker room, and um, don't sit on the bench. Always be standing next to your coach and just be ready to play. So, but first year of the CFL is fast paced and pretty crazy.
What advice would you give those CFL football players looking to compete for a Grey Cup?
Yeah, I mean it's a tough one because guys go 8, 10, 13 years, trying to make a Grey Cup. So you just got to work hard and try and get a good locker room going. So it's very special when you get it done. Yeah.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter. That's the two I use most. Yeah.
Thank you again, Joe Timms, for your interview and best luck in your future with the Montreal Alouettes.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Have a good one.
Thank you. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Joe, for your interview and best luck in your future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.